Welcome to Trash Talk MMA.
Smile on my face, behind my back, they talk trash.
The #1 podcast for news and insight that matters in the world of mixed martial arts. Brought to you live and unfiltered from all four corners of the globe by MMA aficionado Antoine Pelche.
Yo, and welcome to the Trash Talk MMA podcast. I'm your host, Antoine Pelche, and today I have two very special guests from AKA Thailand, Mr. Adrian Shead, gym manager, and Francisco Vidal, fight team manager. How's it going, guys?
What's up, guys?
Good, man.
I just had the grand tour of your beautiful facility here in Phuket.
Yeah.
I know, Adrian, you have a big part in this building coming together, this facility being put together. Tell us a little bit about your history as a gym manager.
I've worked in many gyms over Thailand over the last 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
And Mike invited me down to AKA. I literally bit his hand off for the opportunity. Came down here and we basically started this place from scratch. It was just jungle.
So when did this enterprise begin?
It began exactly 20 months ago. So we went from jungle to where we are now in 20 months.
Yeah, we were talking about this a bit offline before we started recording of how quickly and unconventionally some construction can take place in Thailand.
That's right, yeah.
And if you have the pleasure of observing it, it doesn't always appear to be done, to spec, as we would say in perhaps North America or Europe. But how did you go about getting the right people to make this building? Because obviously you want this thing to last for many a moon.
Yeah, well, luckily for us, we had some good connections in Phuket. We had Blair Spears, who's the owner of HotelTravel.com. He's been on the island for like 20 years now.
Okay.
So he knows his staff. He's been on the island a long time, has some good connections, and we hooked up with a good building company.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that when you were telling me about Blair Spears earlier, because you were saying he's the investor in this place, right?
That's right,
okay.
He is.
So the fact that he's involved with hotels, obviously he's got some hookups in construction, and that probably paid dividends. Yeah, the place is beautiful. Anybody who wants to come out to a world-class facility really needs to come check out AKA Thailand. It's stunning, and it's still got a lot to do. So you're going to build a resort.
We have. This is phase 1.
Yep.
We just had talks last week, and we're about to start phase 2, which is 66 rooms, deluxe, budget, VIP rooms, fighters rooms, physiotherapy. We're going to add strength and conditioning, another Muay Thai area. It's going to be pretty spectacular, and we're going to have a swimming pool as well. And
a casino.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be nice.
So it sounds like you're really going for the all-inclusive angle.
Yeah.
What I find interesting about your facility too here is it's kind of off of the main road, and it's nice that you gotta kind of go into the jungle. I like the fact that it's a little more isolated even than some of the other gyms out here, and I think that's going to create a real comprehensive experience for anybody who wants to come out here and do what they should be doing here, and that's train their asses off.
Absolutely. There's no distractions here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's very easy to get distracted in Phuket.
Yeah, it is. But another reason why we chose this area because this area is actually a Muslim area, so there won't be any bars popping up. There won't be any like little girly bars, if you like to say, popping up on the street.
Crazy parties around here, distracting fighters and people training here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Excellent. Now, Francisco, you're the fight team manager here.
Yes.
Can you explain to us a little bit what that role entails?
Yes. Here we have a really good group of guys, fighters from everywhere around the world, and since we're building this gym and it's growing rapidly, we have to make sure that everybody's taken care of, basically. Here in Asia, it's a growing market as well, and my role is to take care of these guys and make sure they have everything they need when they're training, whatever it is they need here in Thailand. I'm kind of their resources, and look fights for them and promote them and make their athlete branding, if you will.
Okay.
Think about the long term and see what's best for the guys.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed about AKA Thailand, doing my research and seeing your presence online and on social media is you guys are really doing everything in a very current fashion there. I mean, Adrian, did you have a particular philosophy or strategy when it came to like how do we make sure that we come out the gate feeling like world class and that it's 2015 and we're on top of the social media game?
Yeah, well, I think Mike brought that with him from AKA HQ in San Jose.
Okay.
The worth ethic, the discipline, the sacrifice, and we just carried that over and brought it here to AKA Thailand, which included like social media. Mike knows a lot about social media. He's been in the UFC for 10 years now, 10 years yesterday. So he knows how to market, he knows how to do the interviews, he knows how much social media is to our project, AKA Thailand, and how important it is for us.
Yeah, and it's a funny thing because I think when you get involved with people who are athletes, who are fighters, who are trainers, a lot of them they get a lot of tunnel vision, and they really get into a mode where they just want to focus on their craft. So, Francisco, is it part of your role to make sure that you kind of alleviate them of some of those tasks that need to be done, but they're not particularly perhaps enthusiastic about doing, but that somebody's got to take charge of that?
Yeah, definitely. I think these guys need to focus on training, and whenever they got issues or whatever, I'm the one that steps in and take care of it.
So essentially, a fighter could have any issue and come to you with it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. And we work really closely as a team with Adrian, Mike, and all the people here at AKA Thailand, and we make sure that we sort everything out. Like, we don't want them to worry about anything, and we want just them to train, have the best experience possible.
Yeah, you can tell, especially when you try to launch a big operation like this and you want it to be world class and you want to build champions, that it's important to identify all these key roles and really put experts into every slot. To make sure that, because essentially a fighter, all he should have to do, is eat, sleep, train his ass off, win fights, win belts.
Exactly.
And everybody else should be helping him take care of the rest. So what brought you to Thailand, and how did you become basically a manager of fighters?
Actually, I came here when the gym here just opened. Came in as a customer.
Yep.
And
you hear that a lot in a lot of gyms. Customers show up and they just somehow infiltrate. That's good. Please continue.
And basically, I felt like, man, I'm going to Thailand because that was one of my dreams, to come here for just forget about everything, just come here and just relax, I guess, and train Muay Thai. So that's what I did. I came here. I heard about the gym before it was actually open, and I didn't want to go to any other gym. I really wanted to be part of something new, so this is what brought me here.
What made you think that? Like, what did you have a preconception of perhaps how some of the other gyms were here, or was there something about the AKA brand that attracted you? Or
it's the AKA brand. Actually, Mike, I've been a Mike's fan for a while,
Yep.
And when I heard about this project, I was like, wow, man, I gotta check it out for myself. And basically, you just want. I was just curious, basically, and wanted to experience something like this. And when I came to check it out, I automatically fell in love with the place. Adrian, we got along pretty good in right off the bat, right? Mm-hmm. So I decided to stay here, train here, and that's when it came to me that, man, this lifestyle is, I was living the dream. I was like, man, I'm ready to change my life to do this. And I ran my own consulting business back in Canada, and I even had a talk with Adrian back then, I remember. Mm-hmm. And I always been involved with martial arts all my life, and I have a lot of friends that are fighters, and but it just hit me like, man, you know what? I want to get into sports management. I want to be involved in MMA. I know a lot about this. I've been a fan forever, and I just decided to get into it. You know what I mean?
But did you have a sports management background?
I didn't, but I did my research, and I got my credentials. Specifically to get in this kind of position. So then I left here and went for that, and I learned what I had to learn, experienced some of it back home with some Muay Thai promotions, some local gyms, and then I got in touch with Mike, and then we've been in touch since, like, for a while, back and forth, and you know, then he decided.
It's cool. I mean, I like that story because it sounds like you created your job. You created your dream job, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Actually, that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah. And I know, like, when I was back at EA Sports, and I was working on hockey games and basketball games, doing commentary, the audio for those, and those, I like hockey, but basketball to me I appreciate it from an athletic standpoint, but it's just not a sport that resonates with me. The only sport that really resonates with me is fighting. Right. So I used those 8 years at EA Sports to just learn how to do the job. So that when you were saying, hey, there's something I want to do here, I know this different context that I want to apply it in, but you used, another content. You went and got the education, you applied it, and then you're able to basically cherry pick, your dream job. And I know once THQ back in 2007, they announced that they had the UFC license for the game. Then I literally people were like, how'd you get that job? And I was like, it's pretty crazy. I grabbed a piece of paper and I said, hi, my name's Antoine Pelletier. I'm a commentary designer and audio director for EA Sports. I see you guys have the UFC license. They're going to pump out some games. I'm an MMA freak and I'd love to be a part of this, be a part of this product. If you'd like my services, give me a call. And 2 weeks later, they gave me a call. 2 weeks later, they flew me down. And 3 days later, I had an offer. And it was just
awesome.
That's awesome, man.
But I like hearing stories like this. And we were talking, Adrian, about your previous experience trying to set up a big martial arts gym in Chiang Mai, and that fell apart due to logistic reasons and politics, and you felt like you were in a terrible situation. You just got married and had a child, and now you have no income, and you thought it was the end of the world. And lo and behold, look at how things have turned around. Again, you learned how to do it in a different context, and you're now applying it in a better one. Mm-hmm. And it's
absolutely. You know what? I really believe that when you have a dream and you chase it and you go after it, you can make it reality. And I think that applies to anybody. And I created this for myself, but if it wasn't for Adrian and Mike, it would not have happened.
It always takes other people.
It takes people around you. It takes people, and it's like sometimes you believe that, no, I did this by myself, but no, the reality is that yes, you can make dreams come true, but there's a support system that you need to have around you.
And it's never just one person that makes great things happen.
No.
It's always a team. People look at these video games that EA cranks out or Ubisoft and stuff. People have no idea the army of people behind it that are slaving and toiling away on these things. Yeah. So it's like, I want to work on a UFC video game. I'm just the audio guy. We still need graphic designers, and we need animators, and we need 3D modelers, and we need AI programmers, and front-end designers. I mean, it's a small army of people, several hundred people. So you're obviously contributing to that in more or less of a capacity, but it takes teams to make great things happen.
Yeah. And a great team working towards the same goal and
same passion.
Exactly. We share the same passion, and all these people come in here have the same passion. And a lot of these people, like, I met a lot of people that come to Thailand and be like, man, this changed my life. Coming here changed my life.
Yep.
Why? Because maybe they reached a goal, a fitness goal, or maybe just because by training they gain the mental peace to reflect on other stuff that just
or they just see another way of living, guys. Like it doesn't have to be this rat race. In Western society,
it's fun, man.
That you can actually work hard, but do it in a fun, healthy, sunny, reasonably inexpensive environment.
Yeah, exactly.
But let's stay on the topic of dream chasing. So people come out here. It's a world-class facility. Let's talk about your world-class training staff. Who do people get the pleasure of working out with out here when they come to train your MMA and Muay Thai?
For me, the Muay Thai program. I run the Muay Thai program.
Okay.
I have a good connection with the trainers. I have a good connection with promoters. I'm half Thai, half English. And
I'm sure. I can only imagine how valuable that is to an operation like it out here, because doing business in Thailand as a foreigner, I sort of looked into it a little bit.
Absolutely.
And I think having somebody like yourself on board must clear a lot of roadblocks.
For sure. Yeah, my speaking skills definitely help out a lot.
Yeah.
So
communication's everything.
Yeah. Absolutely.
In any language, between human beings, man, it's like.
And the culture. You gotta need the culture.
The culture.
The Thai culture.
The Thai culture is very important to understand.
Yeah.
Because Thais have they seem to lose face pretty quickly over small things. But going back to the Muay Thai program.
Yep.
I designed a Muay Thai program. I got all the trainers in. We have Seti Elawan, who's a Channel 7 stadium champion and 16-man tournament champion. We have a Raja champion in Phuket, AKA Thailand. 24 years old, amazing guy, wealth of experience, 40 pro boxing fights, over 300 Muay Thai fights. He's fought in Laos, he's done fighting with ropes on his hands, you name it, he's done it.
That's some funky shit, man, the rope fights.
And he's never been cut.
That's hardcore.
He's never been cut.
Never been cut.
No. He's never had stitches to his little pretty face.
Bro.
Yeah.
So what do you actually do any of the training yourself, or is that a team of trainers that you manage?
The team of trainers that I brought in, they do the training.
Okay.
Yeah, because they come to Thailand, they want to experience the Thai style, so that the Thai trainers.
Yeah, I think that's something that will be very difficult to break. I think there's traditional Muay Thai training, and a lot of people come to Thailand to get that. I don't think they want a Western or a Caucasian individual to that stuff. I think that's a part of the mystique is doing it with it's training with the official dudes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think here something special is that the trainers they have fun at the same time. So people come here and they have a blast. It's not like hardcore beating up the students and stuff like that. No, it's really like a friendly atmosphere, and it's really
they want to pass on their knowledge as best as possible. And in some camps, when they do privates, the customer feels like they have to stay with that one trainer. But here, because we've had a meeting, we've sat down, they want you to change from trainer to trainer, so you can get knowledge from each trainer.
Yep, get those different perspectives.
Much information and learn as much as possible and take that back home with you.
Okay.
So it's a real family environment here,
So and then so moving on from Muay Thai, who do we have on for BJJ?
For BJJ,
we got Marcio Gracinha. He's a black belt, second degree, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Originally from Team Nova União.
Okay.
He's got over 30 fights, MMA pro fights. He's the one leading the BJJ program. So it's very Jiu-Jitsu very focused on MMA.
Okay, yeah, so it's BJJ for MMA.
Yes, we have the no gi and the gi as well. But yeah, it's very efficient for MMA. So we got a lot of fighters coming here, MMA fighters. So they're really happy with this training because it helps for their MMA game as well.
Yep.
So yeah, we got Marcio, and we also have Pedro Vinagre. He's also Brazilian black belt. He fought. It was in Ultimate Fighter Brazil. He competed on there, and now he's training with us. And he's also training with us in the MMA program. As far as the MMA goes, Mike is the head coach.
Okay.
And Marcio, he's also the coach for MMA classes for pro fighters.
Okay. In terms of fighters competing here, training here on a world-class level, who are some of the big name in-house fighters you have here?
Here, man, we got some really good guys, man. We got the team captain, Soa, the Hawk.
Yep. Yeah, he's been on the tear.
Yeah, man, he's a beast.
So there's some big news coming soon.
No, what's cool with him too is, he kind of made a name for himself a few years back. He had a stint in the UFC and that didn't go so well, and then he kind of went away, and then it just seems like he went on this crazy winning tear, and now he's back in the UFC just blasting guys. So, how did So reinvent himself like that?
I think by training here, man, it's just a different lifestyle. So you get to train and focus only on training, and I think Mike and Soa hit it off pretty good, and I think it's been really great for his career. He's been finishing all of his fights,
just making short work of guys.
He's looked devastating.
Yep.
Since he's been training here. He calls AKA Thailand his home now.
Is he out here right now?
He's on his way back. He'll be here very shortly.
Okay.
He's got some big news. He's going to announce his next fight, and he'll be doing his camp here.
Excellent. Do you know when he starts that?
Within probably after Songkran.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, excellent. I want to talk with him.
Yeah.
She seems like a character too.
Yeah. He's fun.
What a cool guy.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I'm sure he'll sing you a song.
Okay, so Pelele, who else we got? I mean, well, obviously Mike Swick's about to recompete here.
Yeah, Mike
Swick. They just announced his fight against Alex Garcia at UFC 189, so that's huge news for you guys.
So
absolutely.
So he's starting his fight camp officially next week.
Yeah.
Next week on his camp, and fighting in July. So this is gonna be great. We're gonna have some guys coming in to help him out. So everybody on the team is gonna be focused on helping him. We also have.
So, sorry, if we can just dwell on that for a second. So, I mean, Mike's going to do his full camp here, or will he also
full camp? Yes.
Yeah. So, will he be bringing in some of the big guns from the homeland here?
He's bringing in Habib.
Okay.
Yeah, Habib's coming in to help him out, and Luke Rockhold's going to be coming in as well.
Luke's been out here a bit already, right?
Yeah, Luke's been out here on one occasion before.
Okay.
Yeah, he loved it and wants to.
He's got a big fight coming up.
Yeah, against Machida.
Like 2 weeks?
Next week, 16th, I believe, 16th or 17th of April.
That's going to be a nasty fight, man.
Man, Luke's gonna.
Yeah.
It's not because I'm here, but you'll see. I always do my predictions on my site and my blog, and I do have Rockhold taking this.
Yeah.
I think Machida's going to wilt under this one.
Yeah.
And listen, God bless Lyoto Machida.
He's
great fighter. I actually love this matchup. It's like it's such a new school versus not old school, but I mean
more traditional martial art.
Yeah. Because Rockhold's wild in there, man. I remember I was in the Dominican Republic when he whooped. It was the dude who used to be out of the Cerro Longo camp, Constantino Filippo.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that was just. How did he make short work of Filippo? Because Filippo's he's a tough, durable guy.
Big guy.
And then he made short work out of Tim Boach.
Yeah, Luke's special, man. He's special. When you came to train here, I was like, damn.
I just think that in that fight that Lyoto's not going to be able to handle the explosiveness and just the
reach.
He's got the reach. He's got a lot of tools, man.
Yeah, he certainly has.
Definitely will be an interesting fight. Anything can happen in that fight. So yeah.
And I mean, but Machida, he's looked good too. I mean, he looked good against Weidman, and Weidman makes everybody look bad. You know, he looked good, and it was impressive to see him even in the last 30 seconds still really going for it, and even taking some risks like he doesn't do. You know, he was sticking his chin out there and just trying to throw bombs. He knew he needed to finish them, and I thought Machida looked great there. He destroyed Munoz. I mean, it's a big fight. It's a big fight. It's a big fight for both guys.
I think if Luke beats Machida, he could put him, next up for the title shot.
Because he has the win over Jacare.
Yeah.
The only setback was Vitor.
Yeah.
You know?
And he wants to rematch that. I know he wants to rematch.
Oh, and I mean, if he can get to Machida, that's definitely well deserved.
Yeah.
Crazy. Okay, so Mike's going to be bringing in. You were saying Luke and Habib.
Habib, yeah, Habib.
That fight's going to be wild too.
He fights Cerrone on the
That's
what card is that?
That's at the 187 Vitor on the Vitor Weidman card.
Is that's the John Jones and Johnson fight as well?
John Jones, Anthony Johnson Vitor against Weidman, Habib against Cerrone,
crazy card,
and Joseph Benavidez against John Moraga.
Right.
And there's one more on there.
It's a crazy card.
It's an absolutely nut. I'm forgetting. There's another just stupid, ridiculous fight on that card.
Yeah.
I forget what was it.
But did you see the fight they just added to UFC 189, Diaz versus Brown?
Yeah, and it's funny because Diaz is now he's tweeting that he's supposed to be fighting Pettis next.
Right, I see that.
Typical Diaz, nonsense.
Yeah, Diaz.
But he's saying that he wants that fight too. But he said that normally he was going to take a fight versus Pettis, which would be a great fight too. But okay, so Lele, Mike Swick. Who else we got training on site that's making waves right now?
Paul Daly's back in June.
So does Paul Daly, is this going to be home, or how does he fit into
Paul Daly will be here for a couple of weeks, but if Mike's in fight camp and Paul's coming here for a fight camp preparation, so they'll probably combine the two and work together a bit.
Okay, I'm a big Paul Daly fan.
Yeah, me too.
Love Paul Daly.
Awesome left hook.
So, who's his camp?
Who's
Like, who does Paul Daly officially fight out of?
Spirit Dojo.
Okay.
Back in Nottingham in UK.
So he'd come here just for a tune-up?
Yep. Come here for a couple of weeks.
Okay. And he seems to
Thai.
frequent Thailand a bit, right? I mean,
he does.
Yeah, okay.
He does. Last time he was here, he trained here for 10 days, and then we went to Pattaya in the middle of just outside of Bangkok, and he fought K1, which had a Borkow. It was the main event against Enrico Kell.
Okay.
Where there's that big controversy where Borkow ran out the ring. Yeah. Thailand politics.
Things like that happen in Muay Thai. What's the expression in there? These things happen in MMA.
Yeah.
These things happen in Muay Thai.
Yeah, I think, and coming back to the fight camp, I think this is going to be great, man. Like Mike is going to do his fight camp here. And that was his dream, right? It was like build an amazing gym.
Build his dream gym.
And then make his fight camp out of his dream gym.
Yep.
And then fight from,
But the thing is, the different for AKA Thailand is when he's doing a fight camp, he's having all these guys coming from all different parts of the world who've all got all kinds of different backgrounds that he can pick and choose who he wants to work with.
Yeah.
Whereas in AKA San Jose, alright, you got Kane, you got DC, you got Luke, you got Habib, but they don't have that, they don't have guys from all around the world that can come in and.
But that's great. I think. I think that's a great way for AKA to expand its brand.
Yeah.
And to give that different look that you can be in the States and you've got these staples, murderers of icons.
Yeah.
That are there. And if people want to go train with that, then they can go there. But I mean, the fact that or you can just get exotic and come out here and have this wild facility and have all these different people that coming in from all corners of the world. I think that's pretty wild.
And here, the good thing is here is a cheaper cost of life. So if you come here and you live here for, let's say, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, then you can afford it. As to like if you go to America or whatever, it's so much more expensive.
Now for people who want to train, are the doors open at AKA in San Jose like they are here for anybody to come in and train?
They can go there and train, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they have a gym there, they have everything there, yeah, people can go and train.
Okay. But does it have the same sort of open door philosophy that you guys have here? Or where you're really trying to cater to bring in people who are in Thailand and visiting Thailand and have a dream of, getting professional martial arts training?
Yeah, not like in Thailand.
Yeah.
Not like we have here. This is a golden opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, and I think talking with all the people that I've interviewed and had conversations with out here, one of the real themes that I get from everybody is they love the fact that it's affordable, and they love the fact that there's people who are constantly on site who are so reputed and so good to train with. But then there's also all these other pro guys who come and visit, Alistair Overeems and Paul Daly's, and and we can talk about that too, because I know you guys are going to start branching off into doing seminars here, and you have Marlon Sandro coming in.
Yes.
So what's the connection there with Marlon?
These guys are friends with Marcio.
Yep.
Marcio
That's the Nuvo Nyao connection that I've been working for. Okay.
Connection. Leo Santos coming here as well.
Okay.
So it's a Brazilian connection. Hopefully, people will see this opportunity to train with these guys. Bellator fighter, UFC fighter. It's gonna be great, man. I think they're gonna show some ninja techniques in there. I can't wait for this.
So when is Marlon coming out here on this? When are they out here?
2 weeks time.
2 weeks time.
So it's gonna be May 1st. So they should be here like maybe a couple days before that or something like this. Yeah.
Okay, and they'll stay for how long?
I think for about a week.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool, because a lot of times for seminars, it's almost just like the guys pop up for one day and do their thing and then bounce.
Hopefully they'll train here and
I think they're training here.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a fantastic opportunity for anybody out at that time. It's like, hey man, you can roll and spar with Marlon Sandro while he's out here.
Yeah.
That guy's a murderer too, man. I'm a big Marlon Sandro fan.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You get to roll with him while you're here, huh?
You know what? I've never rolled. I've never done any
really?
jiu-jitsu.
You've never done it? No?
Here's your chance, man. Here's your chance.
I don't know, man. It's just I love martial arts, and I'm very admirative of the people that do that. But just that dynamic, it just doesn't resonate with me. You know what I mean? Hit sparring, great, but you know, it's funny how some people like.
Crazy.
I think there's people, you know, they've done like wrestling or jiu-jitsu when they're young, and they're used to all that shuffle and hustle and scramble, and it's like if you're not used to that type of contact, it's just different. You know what I mean? I think there's some people, they gravitate towards that. They love just the primal nature of it.
Yeah.
And other people, I'm just like, oh man, just don't even come near me with that shit. You know, that's why I throw punches, kicks, knees, and elbows.
You have to try it first. You know what
I agree.
You have to
it's
try
absolutely something I should try. So hey.
Yeah, if you like it. Yeah.
I'm not even critical of it. It's just somewhere I've kind of just been at your arm's length from, you know.
I hear you. Not for everybody.
So anybody else in MMA, or do you guys have some K1 fighters, some big Muay Thai guys?
There's Matt. You want to mention Matt?
Matt Matix.
Okay.
He's just come on board as one of our sponsored fighters.
Okay.
He's a WBC, WMC North American champion, and I've just recently, yesterday actually, talked to the promoters and arranged a fight for him against Sanchai.
Okay.
Yeah, Sanchai is one of the greatest Muay Thai fighters.
Where will that take place?
It's going to be in Koh Samui on the 2nd of May on Thai Fight Live on national TV Channel 3.
So he'll be repping AKA Thailand?
Absolutely, yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Like in a short space of time we've been here, we've had a WMC 16-man tournament champion. That's you can see the trophy there on the table. We've been on Max Muay Thai, we've been on Thai Fight, we've been on Lao Fight. We've done really well.
So you mentioned sponsorship. Let's talk about that a little bit. For people who can come out to Thailand, a lot of people come out here with a dream to just learn how to fight, and some of them end up sticking around and getting fights.
Yeah.
Now, is that something that AKA Thailand is going to provide, that if you come out here and you show heart and determination and grit, and that we see something in you, that
absolutely
we can find you fights? You got AKA Thailand and your name on the fight poster.
Absolutely.
Do you have different tiers of sponsorship, like being that, okay, there could be some guys that are here on their own dime as a client, and that you see something in them, find them fights, corner them and whatnot, but then they go back home? Is that a type of sponsorship support that you guys can provide?
What we do is, if a guy comes through and he's looking to be a sponsored fighter, what we do is, for the Muay Thai, I put them on a 3 to 4 month probation.
Okay.
This is where they pay for full training for the 3 to 4 months, and then I evaluate them, and the trainers evaluate them.
Excellent.
We see how skillful they are, how hard they are, their personality outside the ring. We take them to fight, we corner them, we see if they listen, and we really evaluate.
Yeah, you see if they fall in line with the philosophies of the brand.
Exactly. And if he's what AKA Thailand's looking for, then we sit down after and say, hey, you did great. I'd like to give you free training, maybe free 3 square meals a day for food, and maybe we pay for accommodation. But again, it depends on the level of the fighter and how good they are.
See, what I like about what you're saying here is that you actually can spell that out black on white. That's cool, because people then, who are listening to this, they can be like, okay, I want to go out and try this out, and they know that actual program exists.
It does exist.
Come out, and over those exact amount of times, we're going to evaluate you. Yeah. There's a black on white list of check boxes, right?
If you tick them all, you're in. If you don't tick them all, then just keep
you
trying.
could be there, but you're not going to get the full sponsorship.
Exactly, exactly. You could be good enough to get free training, and just free training. And I'll organise your fights. I'll hook you up to get the guys to corner you and everything. And then with experience, after time, they might get to the next level, and then we can talk about
food and accommodation,
upgrading their sponsorship. Yeah.
Okay. Now, who right now, as of today, represents AKA Thailand on the international fight scene as fighters?
At this moment?
Yep.
For the Muay Thai, we have Dylan Cruchon, Matt Matix. We have 2 ladies, Jenna and Gemma.
Okay.
Yeah, they're both on my fight team, and we're looking to extend it. I'm looking for fighters now. So Yeah, I mean,
and so then on the MMA front is Sokolele, is he AKA Thailand?
Yes,
yes, of course. We got Jeff Wan, who's a 1FC fighter.
Okay.
We also have Glenn Sparv. He's a welterweight. He's the current #1 welterweight in Finland, and he's based here. He's been training with us for about 7 months now.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I've seen Sparv fight. We talked about that earlier.
Yes.
Made him at that Full Metal Dojo 1. That was a wild fight.
This guy's special, man. He's really talented, and he's the hardest working guy in the gym, and he's a great example for the other guys.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Work ethic, like second to none. And this is the kind of guy that we want here. Hardworking, respectful, humble guys, and good teammates, basically.
Yeah.
And who else we got? Wang Zai. Wang Zai was a UFC fighter from China.
He was on the first Ultimate Fighter China.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got to the final, and there's a picture of him actually up there getting his hand raised.
Yeah.
That was after the Ultimate Fighter. That was his next UFC fight.
So yeah, we got a few guys.
That's good.
On the
That's good.
international
So it
scene.
sounds like you guys are happy. It sounds like you're growing at the right rate as well.
Yeah, I mean, from jungle to now, 20 months, and we've had UFC wins, we've had Muay Thai champions, and yeah, things are going great.
And it's only getting started,
And we just started. This is just the beginning.
Very cool. Listen, guys, it's been awesome talking with you guys. Thank you very much for opening the doors and letting me check all this out and giving me all this insight. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah, I want to come back and then talk with a lot of you guys. It sounds like there's a bunch of killers that need to get on the show and kind of get their story and message out there.
Absolutely.
Because I think that anybody who chooses to come here and leave, the comforts of their home, there's always an interesting story behind it. You've got an incredible one, Adrian. We haven't even really talked about that. I mean, you did tours in Iraq. I know you're quite the killer yourself in the ring and in terms of fighting.
Yeah.
So it's great to hear people having these different struggles, these different experiences, and bringing it all together here in a facility where people can, enjoy a fantastic country in a really wild environment. People have got to see this place. Like you drive off the road and you're out in the jungle. It's pretty cool. I mean, you were saying you're going to have a resort here that's going to have ocean views.
Ocean view.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
You're not in San Jose here.
No, exactly.
That's pretty wild,
Yeah, it's going to be one of the best gyms in the world for sure.
Okay, well, no, it looks like you guys are on the right path for that. So I wish you all great success in what you're doing, and I hope I can be part of being a bit of a voice for you guys to get your message and promoting you out there.
Sure. Michael, love to talk to you.
Thank you, man. Yeah,
Thanks.
Absolutely.
He'll be in next tomorrow.
Francisco, thank you for your time.
Thanks for having us.
All right, guys, this was the Trash Talk MMA podcast with my good friends from AKA Thailand, Adrian Shead, gym manager, and Francisco Vidal, the fight team manager. We're signing off. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Facebook. Peace.
See you guys.
Thanks for listening to the Trash Talk MMA podcast. Be sure to visit trashtalkmma.com.
Smile on my face, behind my back, they talk trash.
And don't forget to follow Antoine on Twitter at Trash Talk MMA. Let us know you're listening. Use hashtag Trash Talk MMA.
It's stunning, and it's still got a lot to do. So you're going to build a resort.
We
behind
have. This is phase 1.
Yep.
We just had talks last week, and we're about to start phase 2, which is 66 rooms, deluxe, budget, VIP rooms, fighters rooms, physiotherapy. We're going to add strength and conditioning, another Muay Thai area. It's going to be pretty spectacular, and we're going to have a swimming pool as well.
And a casino.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be nice.
So it sounds like you're really going for the all-inclusive angle. What I find interesting about your facility too here is it's kind of off of the main road, and it's nice that you gotta kind of go into the jungle. I like the fact that it's a little more isolated even than some of the other gyms out here, and I think.
Welcome to Trash Talk MMA.
Smile on my face, behind my back, they talk trash.
The #1 podcast for news and insight that matters in the world of mixed martial arts. Brought to you live and unfiltered from all four corners of the globe by MMA aficionado Antoine Peltier.
Yo, and welcome to the Trash Talk MMA podcast. I'm your host, Antoine Peltier, and today I have two very special guests from AKA Thailand, Mr. Adrian Shead, gym manager, and Francisco Vidal, fight team manager. How's it going, guys?
What's up, guys?
Good, man.
I just had the grand tour of your beautiful facility here in Phuket.
Yeah.
I know, Adrian, you have that's going to create a real comprehensive experience for anybody who wants to come out here and do what they should be doing here, and that's train their asses off.
Absolutely. There's no distractions here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it's very easy to get distracted in Phuket.
Yeah, it is. But another reason why we chose this area because this area is actually a Muslim area, so there won't be any bars popping up. There won't be any like little girly bars, if you like to say, popping up on the street.
Crazy parties around here, distracting fighters and people training here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Excellent. Now, Francisco, you're the fight team manager here.
Yes.
Can you explain to us a little bit what that role entails?
Yes. Here we have a really good group of guys, fighters from everywhere around the world, and since we're building this gym and it's growing.
We've done, to spec, as we would say in perhaps North America or Europe, but how did you go about getting the right people to make this building? Because obviously you want this thing to last for many a moon.
Yeah, well, luckily for us, we had some good connections in Phuket. We had Blair Spears, who's the owner of HotelTravel.com. He's been on the island for like 20 years now.
Okay.
So he knows his staff. He's been on the island a long time, has some good connections, and we hooked up with a good building company.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that when you were telling me about Blair Spears earlier, because you were saying he's the investor in this place, right?
That's right,
okay.
He is.
So the fact that he's involved with hotels, obviously he's got some hookups in construction, and that probably paid dividends. Yeah, the place is beautiful. Anybody who wants to come out to a world-class facility really needs to come check out AKA Thailand. A big part in this building coming together, this facility being put together. Tell us a little bit about your history as a gym manager.
I've worked in many gyms over Thailand over the last 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
And Mike invited me down to AKA, and I literally bit his hand off for the opportunity. Came down here, and we basically started this place from scratch. It was just jungle. So
when did this enterprise begin?
It began exactly 20 months ago. So we went from jungle to where we are now in 20 months.
Yeah, we were talking about this a bit offline before we started recording, of how quickly and unconventionally some construction can take place in Thailand.
That's right, yeah.
And if you have the pleasure of observing it, it doesn't always appear to be